everyone, I hope you're doing well. My name is Katie and I make book-related videos every single Wednesday, and today's video is going to be a little bit different than normal. I essentially want to have a discussion about discussions. I want to talk about a trend in BookTube and how I see discussions and drama come about and transpire. Now, I've been on BookTube for 4 years, and for the majority of those 4 years, I've been thinking about this topic and wanting to make a video, and that might seem like an exaggeration, but it's not. The reason why I'm making this video now is because I personally wanted to wait for a time when there wasn't a massive discussion going around about one specific person or drama, whatever you want to call it, because this video isn't about one booktuber or one set of booktubers or one event or one video. This is about a pattern I've been seeing happen on BookTube for years. And that pattern goes a little something like this. A booktuber makes a comment, whether it be in a video or in a tweet, that a lot of people view as controversial. The BookTube community reacts, and generally a lot of those reactions are based on assumptions that we're making about that person. And inevitably, of course, some of those assumptions will be right, and inevitably some of those assumptions will be wrong. But what I want to talk about here today is the fact that even though so often I disagree with what the booktuber said, I tend to agree with the reaction of the BookTube community and a lot of what they have to say. But even after all of this has happened, even after I've discovered new booktubers that I love as a byproduct of this, these discussions tend to leave a bad taste in my mouth. I don't like that happens. I don't enjoy that, and being maybe an annoying person who studies psych, I want to figure out why that is the case. So essentially you could say this video is about why sometimes we tend to view conversations as discussions or drama. Now, I can think of a few instances when bigger booktubers have said things that some people didn't like, and what they've said has sparked conversations. However, when you have a big booktuber making a comment that some people don't like, that big booktuber, just by the nature of them having a large audience, has a large support system. They have a lot of people who have a history with them who can comment on their videos and say, no, I've been watching this person for years. That's not what they meant. So inevitably, when a big booktuber tends to spark conversation within the booktube community, that conversation inherently tends to go much better than when a smaller booktuber makes a comment that people don't like. And I could be completely off here, but when I think back to booktube drama, when controversies have happened, it's generally surrounded smaller booktubers. When I think of booktube controversies that have happened over the past 4 years I've been on here, I remember years ago someone made a video about why girls booktube more than guys, and a lot of people thought that video was sexist. I've seen when a girl made a video about hierarchy in booktube, and a lot of people really didn't like it. I remember a time when someone sent out a set of tweets about how bigger booktubers rate books, and a lot of people didn't like that. And of course, most recently when someone made a video about BEA and how they disliked it and then left a comment on their own video that a lot of people viewed as sexist. Now, what's generally happened in all of these instances is, for whatever reason, the booktube community, which has grown exponentially, finds out about this person because of this statement that they've made. So they come to this one video, they come to this one tweet, they come to this one comment, they come to this one word, and they react. And in all these instances, what I see people getting upset about is the fact that this booktuber has made assumptions about either one person or a group of people. And so what is BookTube's reaction? To go ahead and make assumptions about them based off of this one video, this one tweet, this one comment, one word. And because this is a smaller booktuber that a lot of us aren't aware of, suddenly thousands of people are viewing this one booktuber, and the only information their arguments and their opinions are based off of are of this one small snippet of them as a person. And by being so critical of one video, one tweet, one comment, one word, are we really promoting conversation or are we stifling it? In a lot of these instances, I think it's both. Yes, discussion is spurred as a byproduct of these negative comments. Yes, wonderful videos are made. Yes, we come across new and wonderful booktubers because of how they react to this event. However, whenever this happens, I also see people react by saying, I thought about making a booktube channel, but then I saw how the community reacted to this one small booktuber and this one small video that they made, and that makes me scared to share my opinion or even start a channel. Because for me at least, even if I agree with the overall message and how the booktube community reacts, I can't shake the feeling that this whole reaction is sitting on the shoulders of an assumption that we're making about about one person. And not even an assumption we're making about one person, it's about one video, one tweet, one comment, one word. What I also see happen really often is people make these incredible assumptions about this person, and then they form their opinions about that assumption, and then they retweet, reblog, repost people who also share the same opinion as them. And it creates this weird circle jerk in BookTube where we're patting each other on the back for having the exact same opinion and then going off and labeling that as a really good discussion. I see people saying that, well, they made assumptions about me or about us as a group, so I'm gonna go back and make assumptions about them. Is that really the root of how we want to start conversations and have them transpire? When I see a flood of the BookTube community come and see this booktuber for the first time and make assumptions about them, rarely do I see someone comment and say, hey, why'd you say that? Where is this coming from? I'm really having trouble understanding why you said what you did. Why did you say that? Rarely do I see that. Instead, what I often see is people going into attack mode. And when I say attack mode, I'm not just talking about people name calling. I think saying, oh, well, you know, a few people name called, but overall we had a really great discussion and you put a cherry on top. I think that's glossing over a lot of what's happening. And again, I've said wonderful things come out of these conversations, and I'm not trying to gloss over the positive, but there's a lot of negativity that happens, and I don't think these conversations are gonna get any better unless we address it. Because yes, unfortunately, in a lot of these situations, people do name call, and we do need to address people making comments like that. But in reality, the majority of the negativity that I see left on these videos and directed at these people isn't name calling. Instead, the main issue I see and a lot of the negativity I see is more so people making assumptions about this one person based off of this little knowledge they have. They form their opinion based off of that assumption. Then they start beating their opinion drum, bash it over the head of that booktuber, and then get upset when they don't react in a way they like or don't apologize in a way that they like. And you might say, Katie, well, in a lot of these instances you cited, someone said something fucked up and we shouldn't just be passive. We shouldn't just gloss over it, and I completely agree. But again, a lot of what I see isn't people who are genuinely trying to understand why the person said what they did and ask them that. What I see is people making negative assumptions about them because of the negative assumptions they saw made about them. I had that I was going to start off this video with so many disclaimers. I was going to say, just so you guys know, I am a feminist. Just so you know, I did disagree with what certain booktubers have said. Just so you know, I'm not trying to label the community as a whole and group people together. But honestly, fuck disclaimers. Fuck feeling like we all have to tread so lightly in BookTube and not unhaul the wrong book, not say that we love YA, not say that we hate YA. And yes, of course it's important for us to think as individuals how our words might affect other people and how it's so important to have self-reflection and think about how our words might affect other people. But so much of the reaction that I see BookTube has isn't promoting that. And I'm not trying to stop people from having discussions. I fucking love discussions. Discussions are my jam. And I'm not trying to tell people to not be passionate. I'm just trying to say be empathetic. Try not to make assumptions about other people based off of one video, one tweet, one comment, one word. Because at the end of the day, this is BookTube, but let's try and be critical about books, not each other.